All right, y'all. So I'm going to grab the microphone and then we're going to get started in just a moment. We're definitely going to do some hips tonight. So having a block would be awesome. If you don't have a block, something solid that you can sort of root into, and anything squishy to support you. Okay. And we'll start in just a moment. Okay. I'm so glad you're all here. Happy spring officially, and happy Pesach. Whether that's a part of your wisdom tradition or not, we're all in a place of sort of honoring springtime and beginning something new right now. So I think it really applies to all of us. So if you can, if there's a window in your house that you can open, something so that you can hear the sounds from outside, I would just encourage you to crack that window, or maybe Patty's on the porch, right? Like finding your spot that somehow allows you to connect to what's happening externally in the world around us. And what a cool invitation it is to become aware of our surroundings inside of a yogic practice that is meant to become aware of the inner world, right? And this is really about balancing, holding two things at once. So you might let your eyes close and notice which way you're directed internally first. Like, are you drawn to listening to the sounds of outside, feeling the temperature of the air? Or initially is your first pull to go inward and to check out what it is that you're feeling, what thoughts that are moving through you, and what somatic cues you're receiving as you land here? Either way is perfect. Just let your senses get immersed either in the external world or in the internal. Let your attention just explore a little bit around the particular container and enjoy what you notice. And then find an anchor point in the other place. So, since I was drawn first to the sounds of the birds outside, I might choose the third eye or the heart or the low belly as a place to also balance, keeping my awareness with the sounds of the birds and finding a point inward to focus on, or vice versa, inside and outside. And just notice what it's like to calibrate holding more than one thing. And can you sort of like smooth, like peanut butter, kind of spread your attention and focus between the two evenly? Is there a focal point inside and outside that can be having a conversation with one another? Gently sliding your attention to one and to the other. letting the external become part of your internal, and the internal relate to the external. And when you're ready, just take a deep breath in, lengthen up through your spine, and exhale out through your mouth, letting go of the effort. Let your palms come together in front of your heart. Just take a moment. Notice what you notice. Feel into your seat here. And if there's a sound or a word or a gesture that calls you in for the practice, offering that up now. When you're ready, finding your way to child's pose on your mat. Just rocking your forehead a little side to side. Take your time. You might even try another Om as you're down here, just seeing what it sounds like as you're close to the earth here. Holding with dual awareness. Again, the earth underneath you, the texture of it, the support of it, the steadiness of it, and your internal world and how it relates to that ground. And I'm going to read to you a little bit from the Bhakti Sutras. So feel free to move your body in cat-cow. We're going to meet in down dog in about 10 breaths. Or you could rest right here in child's pose. Wander and wander to the point of exhaustion. Whirl until you lose all control. Dance until you're ready to drop. Then drop. Fall to the earth. Surrender to the swirl of sensations surging through your form. Dissolve in awe as arising energies continue the dance in your inner world. Beyond motion and commotion, become the body of ecstasy. You are stunned, powerless. You thought you knew what was going on. Now you realize you don't have a clue. You're stopped in your tracks. Everything within your skin is shaking. Enter the shaking. Get curious. Look around inside with wonder. Unmind your mind. All the walls have fallen down. Go ahead and dissolve. The one who has always been, who has seen much worse than this, is still here. Radiant one, listen to me. The essence of all teachings is right here. Open your eyes. With a soft and steady gaze, look out upon creation. Receive waves of light as they enter your eyes, singing of infinity. The light touching the back of your eyes is immortal, born in the primal sun. Be present to this enlightenment. This is the ancient knowing, a sanctuary that is everywhere. Galaxies are flowers on this altar. Good, y'all. Taking your time, moving at your own speed. We'll meet in downward facing dog when you feel ready. And some slow, purposeful breaths. They might be ujjayi, they might be something else, lion's breaths, whatever it is that your body's calling for today. When you're ready, you're going to lift your right leg up and back into the sky. Take a big breath, and then step your right foot forward between your hands. Bump your left hand out to the left. Lift your right arm up, twist open. So inside, outside, seeing what you see outside on the right, and also reaching deep into the chest to find a stretch and open all the way out through your fingertips. Good. Right hand comes down to the earth. Lengthen your spine, big breath in. Standing split, step onto your right foot, lift your left toe up. Just let the head hang heavy. It doesn't have to be anything you don't need it to be. When you're ready, step your left foot back, drop your left knee to the earth, low lunge, sweep your arms up. Soften into the earth below you and then lift up with your fingertips, with your heart. Take a big breath in. Half splits, hands down, shift your weight back. Rebend your right knee. Plant your hands, step back to high plank. Right foot meets the left. Inhale, lengthen through your low belly. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin lower down. Cobra pose, inhale. Slow, exhale down, child's pose, stretch it back. Inhale, reach up, come to stand on your shins, arms lift. Exhale, cactus your elbows. Hands swim to your lower back, interlace your fingers, open up through the chest. Reach your knuckles back and down. You can stay here as long as you like. When you're ready, you're gonna fold forward, head to the earth, lift your hands up, lift your tush up. It's a variation of rabbit pose. Good, seat back, arms extend out, release the interlace. Inhale to lift up to tabletop. Find a long spine here. We'll set up for thread the needle. Lift your right arm up, open through your chest, and then thread it back behind your left hand. Left fingertips could reach forward. You could stretch your left leg back, or if you're feeling like your chest is really sort of like coming up towards your chin and there's not a lot of space, you can tent your fingertips on your left hand and roll your left shoulder back. That's really just a nice way of me saying, if your boobs are choking you, you can roll your shoulders back and make some space to breathe into your upper body. Good, take the time that you need here. Gate pose is the next shape. So when you're ready, your left hand is gonna stay. You're gonna sweep your right arm up, swing your left shin back, and step your right foot back. Spread your fingers wide. Plant into your left hand, shift your weight a little forward, lift your right leg up, spread your toes. Good, big breath in here. Exhale, hand and knee to the earth around your back, your tabletop. Find a neutral spine. Walk your hands a little bit forward. Tuck your toes, stretch back, downward facing dog. Left leg up and back, big inhale. Step your left foot forward. Right hand out to the right. Lift your left arm up. This doesn't have to be stacked in any particular way. You can come out of the shape at any time and then reset. Big breath in, open through your chest. Exhale, left hand comes down outside your left foot. Lengthen your spine, broaden your collarbones. Standing splits. Ground into the earth, find the floor first, and then the up comes. You can play with lifting your hands away from the earth or hands down for support. Low lunge is the next shape when you're ready. Back knee lowers. Sweep your arms up. Big inhale. Exhale, hands down, half splits. Flex your left toes. Rebend your left knee, plant your hands, step back, high plank. Exhale, slow chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing dog, big breath. And slowly back, downward facing dog. Lift your heels, bend your knees, step or hop up to the top of the mat, feet up towards your hands, halfway lift. And then fold, walk your feet out. Nice and wide for a forward fold. You could interlace fingers. You could clasp opposite elbows. Find another little halfway lift. Make some space between your torso and thighs. And then let it fold. Maybe a gentle sway side to side here, or even some bending slowly and straightening slowly of the legs. When you're ready, halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, fold, walk the feet together. Drop your tush way back, chair pose. And just let it be a soft chair. There's a little bit of give in your knees and your toes. Press down into your feet, rise all the way up to standing, reach up, arch back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step your right foot back, lengthen your spine. Exhale, left foot back, downward facing dog. Sweep your right leg up and back into the sky. Step your right foot forward, warrior one. Take your time, inhale, lift up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten your arms, straighten your legs. Warrior two to the back. Inhale, peel up onto the ball of your right foot, high lunge towards the back of your mat. Exhale, warrior three. Hands by your sides, hands by your ears, whatever feels good. Chair pose. Bring your hands in towards your heart, drop your tush a little bit, and then chair twist to the right, left elbow outside your right knee, or arms can open wide. Find deep breath that supports your deep seat here. Chair pose when you're ready, lift up and fold forward, exhale. Inhale, step your left foot back, lengthen your spine. Exhale, right foot back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, full breath out. Left leg up and back into the sky, inhale. Step your left foot forward, warrior one. Take your time, inhale, lift back. Exhale, warrior two. Soft collarbones. Inhale, straighten arms, straighten legs, lift up. Warrior two to the front. Inhale, high lunge toward the front on the ball of the back foot. Find your right foot, warrior three. When your feet want to connect, chair pose, feet to the earth. Good, soften hands in towards your heart. Lengthen your spine up and out of your hips, and then twist to the left. Arms open, or right hand can hook outside your left knee to give your belly lots of space to breathe as you reach up with the left arm. This is about finding length in the spine, not about twerking to the side. So it doesn't need to be a big twist. It's more about finding the heart lifting away from the ribs just to make some room for breath. Chair pose when you're ready. Forward fold, exhale. Right foot back, lengthen your spine. Left foot back, downward facing dog. Left leg up and back into the sky. Left foot forward, high lunge. Lift up. Twist open to the left, left arm back, right arm forward. Warrior two, open it out to the side. Straighten your arms, straighten your legs, inhale. Exhale, warrior two to the back. Setting up for triangle, straighten your right leg, and then reach. Just gentle with the right knee. Make sure you're not locking it out here. You take your left hand to your left hip, Lengthen your left bum cheek back towards your left heel. And then arms open in any way that feels right. Maybe some circles with the left arm. Take one more big breath in. On your exhale, bend your right knee. Half knee. Step into your right foot. Chair pose, left foot meets the right. Inhale. Exhale, sweep your arms back, torso parallel to the earth. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your arms. Exhale, arms sweep back, sit deep in your seat. One more time, inhale, lift up. Exhale, arms sweep back. Inhale, all the way up to stand and reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, step your left foot back. Exhale, right foot back, downward facing dog. Right leg up and back into the sky. Right foot forward, high lunge. Take your time, feel your back foot, and then rise up. Soft shoulders and jaw. On an exhale, twist open to the right. Feel your tailbone reaching down towards the earth. And warrior two. Inhale, straighten your arms, straighten your legs. Warrior two to the front. Left leg straightens, lift, triangle pose. Any gentle adjustments you need, and then get into the feeling of it. The flow of your breath and how your feet are relating to the earth. Take another inhale here. And then on your exhale, bend your left knee, half moon. Chair pose. All the way to standing. Hook your thumbs, inhale, reach up, arch back. Exhale, fold forward, interlace your fingers, lift your hands up and over your head. Release your arms when you're ready. Take a halfway lift. Step your right foot back, right knee down to the earth. Hook your thumbs, low lunge. God, shift your weight back, half splits. Bend your front knee, walk your left foot out to the left. For lizard pose, you can tuck your back toes, scoot your back knee back. The back knee can be lifted or lowered. And you decide if you want to stay up on your hands or come down towards your forearms. My cat is having his normal afternoon meltdown, so welcome to the journey. So whatever this stretch needs to be, right? Maybe getting into the hip flexors, you're dropping your hips forward, letting your right hip flexor reach towards the earth. Maybe you want an opening in the upper back, so you bring your left hand to your left knee and twist open. Whatever it needs to be, it is. 2 more deep breaths here. Good. And whenever you feel ready, you're going to start to press back up away from the earth. Walk your left foot in between your hands. Tuck your back toes. Standing splits. Hands become wide. If you'd like to take a bind, you can bend your right knee and reach up with your left hand for your right toes. And unfurl your right knee up towards the sky, keeping the right leg on the right side. So you're not straining your knee. Go ahead, release that foot. We're going to come all the way up to standing for a balance. If you want, shake it out, right? We're going to land standing on the left foot. Hug your right knee. And tree pose, right knee out to the right. Above or below the knee, whatever feels good here. The legs are doing what the legs are doing, right? They're finding steadiness and finding the earth. The upper body just makes space to receive. Good. Right knee in towards your chest, tip it forward, standing splits. Maybe a little handstand hop leg here. Left bone cheek to your left heel as the right leg comes up. Or not, right? Whatever feels good. Pyramid pose is next. So the right foot steps all the way back. Make a little space. And you're going to fold over your left. It can be nice to have hands on blocks here or fingertips sort of rooted onto the earth so your hands can be a little lifted. Good. Right hand down, left arm up, twist open. And side plank when you're ready. You can step your right foot back a little bit. You can step your left foot halfway or all the way down the mat and lift your left arm up. High plank, hands and feet to the earth. Take a big breath in, chaturanga or hold here. Cobra or up dog. Downward facing dog. Lift your heels, bend your knees, come down to hands and knees. Setting up for thread the needle on the other side. Lift your left arm up and thread it back behind your right wrist. When you're ready, gate pose. Unfurl the arms, sweep your right shin back. Left arm reaches. And then spread your fingers, shift your weight a little forward and lift your left leg up. Spread your toes. Good. Hand and foot to the earth around your back. Inhale, arch your back, gaze up towards the sky. Exhale, round your back. Come to neutral spine. Walk your hands forward for puppy dog pose. You're melting your heart down towards the earth. Your tushes up. Your chin or forehead can rest on the floor. If you happen to have a foam roller at your house, It can be really fun to have a foam roller under your hands and sort of roll it out to puppy dog, roll out your forearms. You can also put blocks underneath your hands here for a little bit of a deeper stretch in the arms. So just explore and find what feels good to you. Child pose is a beautiful variation of this shape. So if that's your jam today. And this might be a moment where you'd like to come towards headstand or forearm stand, or it might be a really deep restorative moment where you stay here for another 5 to 10 breaths. Let your choice be right for you. If you're staying, you could make a pillow with a block or your forearms and find a variation that speaks to you. A couple more deep breaths. If you've been inverted, you could come down to child's pose. We're going to land in camel pose. So when you're ready, you can find a block or a pillow, something squishy that you can hold between your thighs to help you sort of hug towards the midline. We're coming to stand on our shins. Maybe just standing here, hugging gently in towards midline is perfect. You might like to place your hands at your low back for support or interlace at your lower back and arc up and back. Sometimes the deepest opening happens with the subtlest movement. Good, rise up, take your block out, get back on your heels, hands to your knees, just round your upper back, chin to chest. You could find Virasana or repeat that same movement in camel pose, so standing tall, or separate your heels, sit back. Finding a quad stretch here. You might like to press the flesh back from your knees a little bit. Can definitely feel good to sit on a bolster or a pillow here. Or you're coming up into camel with your own arm variation. Big, deep breaths in and out through your nose and mouth. Resting when it feels like time. You might be resting and exploring together. And you've got the next 3 or so breaths to make your way back to downward facing dog. So anything you like, you could add a vinyasa. You could step forward. Oh, I think I have a friend at the door. I'll say hello to him. This is like the part of Mr. Rogers, you know, where we like welcome the new person. Hi, Lovey, I'm Zooming yoga. It's great to see you. And when you're ready, top of the mat. So you'll lift your heels, bend your knees, look forward, maybe a little kick into your tush, a little frog hop, handstand hop a couple times. And eventually hopping forward to the top of the mat. Malasana, yogic squat, toes out, heels. Yeah, room to play here. You could take those same frog hops from Malasana, pressing through the toes. Little handstand hops. You could take crow pose or some twists. but also just giving yourself a few breaths in the simplest malasana to just be and feel into the strength in your hip sockets. And whenever you feel ready, fold forward, toes point forward, head hangs heavy. Bend your knees, top your tailbone, slow roll up all the way up to standing. Sweep your arm out and up. Interlace your fingers, press the heels of your hands up towards the sky. Take a big breath in. We're going to arc up and over to the right. Around through the outer left foot. Good. Find center, lift up. Exhale, hug the over to the left. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold forward. Interlace fingers behind you. The awkward leg, hands lift up and over. Release your hands halfway lift. Step your left foot back for a little lunge. Drop your left knee to the earth. Hook your thumbs. Inhale to rise up. Like you're pulling your fingers isometrically apart. Slide your shoulders down your back. Big breath in. Exhale, half splits, hands down. Shift your weight back. Slowly, standing splits. Walk your hands forward, tuck your back toes, launch. Hands might come wide. You might lift your hands or play with the bind. Left hand out on the earth, and right hand reaches up for the left toes. Good. Whenever you're ready, all the way up to standing, your left foot can make a pit stop on the earth. Eventually, we'll lift the left knee for tree pose. The lower body in deep relationship to what's below you, and the upper body exploring what's above here. How can it be a playful explore without a demand, without an expectation? Come back to center, left knee in, standing splits, tip forward, and we'll step back for pyramid pose. Halfway lift, make some space, and fold. Left hand roots under the left shoulder. Lift your right arm up. Revolve triangle. Right hand down. Bump your left foot back. Bend your right knee. Lizard pose. Walk your right foot out to the right. Hands are inside the foot. Make some space for your heart and your belly here. Breathe in really deep. And then the exhale helps you to meet the earth. If you want to add on a twist or a bind, just take it at your own pace. When you're ready, press back up onto your hands. Roll to the outer blade of your left foot, step your right foot halfway or all the way back for side plank. Take your time here, and then hand and foot to the earth, downward facing dog. Melt your forearms down to the floor for dolphin pose. You just melt your heart back towards your toes. Roll your shoulders away from your ears. Walk your feet back, coming to forearm plank. Reach your heart forward as you reach your heels back. And just moving laterally side to side. Keeping the hips lifted, you're just moving side to side, belly and low back steady. And start to walk your feet back in for dolphin pose. Ground through your palms, press away from the earth, come up to downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up and back. Then bring your right shin forward for half pigeon. Cross it over the top of the mat. Find some length from your pubic bone, low belly, heart. And then whenever you feel ready, you could put something squishy underneath your chest, underneath your right hip, and release down towards the earth. Just rocking your head side to side. If it ever feels like you're alone in the moments of the quiet of the practice, I think it's worth remembering that that is so valid, and that the whole point of becoming more and more still throughout an asana practice is that the internal world starts to communicate more and more deeply. So we gotta leave some space. And if you feel lonely, it's a real opportunity. And I know that feeling, I've been in that feeling so many times. It's a real opportunity to find the part of you that needs company. And the part of you that's doing the finding gets to sit next to that. It's you sitting next to you. Absolutely. And has there really ever been a more important relationship? A more readily available source of comfort and support? Just letting yourself be in the stillness, but that doesn't mean that there's no messages coming through. You're in the mode of receptive. And if your body tells you that it might be time, you could start to walk your hands in, drop onto your right hip, and swing your left leg around to stack for double pigeon. The body needs more time where it is perfect. You can stay right there. Shins out in front of you for double pigeon. You could drape forward or over your left knee. Deer pose is the next invitation, but again, it's just that, and you can decide what feels right in your body. If you're coming to it, you'll sweep your top leg back and around, and you're setting up with two right angles in the knees. And you can stay right here. You could also stretch both legs straight, left leg directly back behind you, right leg out to the left, and you're walking over towards your outer right thigh. It might feel nice to stay lifted in this twist. It might feel nice to walk your hands forward. If you happen to be like me and you ended up with the couch, perfect, right? But ultimately, this isn't about screwdrivering the low back. This is about finding some space, lifting the left hip a little bit, making some room, and then gently draping your belly, ribs, chest, throat forward towards the earth. You might feel the outer blades of your feet ground down towards the floor. I guess outer blade of the front foot, inner blade of the back. And flip dog, whenever your body feels ready, you can bring your hands forward, tuck your back toes, sweep your right leg up and back, shake it out. You can hold it right here. You can bend your knees, stack your hips, and let it take you over into a heart opener. Move a hand behind your head for support. Right hand to the earth, right knee to right tricep. Squeeze it in and forward. You can hold it here. You can take an arm balance. You can slide it down to your wrist and up towards your tricep a couple of times. And whenever you're ready, you'll step back to downward facing dog. Deep breath in and hold. Left leg sweeps up and back. Move your left shin forward. Or half pigeon, make some space in your low belly. And then folding. And as you're folding, you're sending your tailbone back towards your right heel to make space in your lower back and lower belly. Maybe this side wants something really different. Might feel good to thread your right arm underneath your left, right ear to the earth. Trust your own timing here. When you feel ready for double pigeon, you could walk your hands in and swing your back leg forward. Right shin on top of the left. And if you want to explore the right hip a little bit more, you can twist your upper body towards the right knee and fold a little forward. Deer pose when you're ready. Your right shin will swing back behind you. 2 straight legs or 2 right angles with the knees. And even just noticing before you twist, like what's happening in your right hip flexor as you let your right bone cheek descend to the earth. And then from that place, you're going to turn towards your left outer hip. Maybe walk it out onto your forearms, onto your hands. Stay right here, or you can move towards split dog in your own timing. Right leg extends back, left leg stretches up. Bend your knees, stack your hips. Maybe open it up. And when you unflip left knee to left tricep, breathing deep into your low belly and balance or play that you want to do here. And step back for downward facing dog. Lift your heels, bend your knees, hop through to a seat. And you'll just open your left leg out to find wide legs on the mat. Yeah, you might sit up on a cushion or a block. You can choose whether you want to take some gentle side bends. And eventually we'll fold in towards the center. So take your time to explore some seaweeds through your side body. And when you feel ready, lengthen up and out. And hinging from your hips to fold forward. And just play with flexing and pointing your feet. Find the stretch that works for you here. More slow breath. And when you're ready, you can rise up. Take eagle arms, right arm underneath your left. And lift your forearms up as you ground down through your sits bones. Point and flex your feet. And gently unwrap, reach your arms out to the side. Switch, left arm under right. Pull your right shoulder back a little bit. Lift your forearms, ground down through your legs. wrap your arms, hands under your knees, bend your knees, squeeze your legs together, grab your block or something to prop your tush up on and lie all the way onto your back. Lying back, just take happy baby for a minute, squeeze your knees in, hold the outer edges of your feet a little rock side to side. And then when you're ready, foot to the feet to the floor, lift your tush by pressing down equally through both feet. Rather than straining at the lower back, you're using the power of the legs and snuggle a block underneath your lower back. Something solid does kind of work best for this variation, but if you don't have a block, no sweat. Stack some pillows, stack some blankets, perfect. Yeah, okay. So you're gonna hug your right knee in towards your chest, interlace your fingers behind your right thigh. Your left foot is on the earth here. So holding hands behind the right knee pit, slowly, you're gonna stretch both legs straight at the same time. Now, for me, my left leg is not getting straight, but I am playing with the left big toe mound grounding into the earth as my right leg stretches up. Yeah. Then you're gonna slowly exhale to bend both knees. So you slide the left foot in and you bend your right heel in towards your foot. So inhale, stretch it out. Slide your left foot out. Left foot can stay on the earth for a big stretch. Exhale, squeeze. Foot to the floor, heel to glute. Couple more times. Inhale, stretch it out. First metatarsal grounding into the earth. Exhale. Hug it in from your core. Good. Inhale, stretch it out. Exhale. One more time. Stretch it out. Linger here for a moment. One more deep breath. And exhale, slowly bend both knees. Release your right foot to the earth. Just check it out. Make sure the pelvis is steady and even here. And we're going to switch sides. Hug your left knee towards your chest and release behind the left knee pit. On your inhale, you're going to slowly reach the heels out in opposite directions. First metatarsal and right foot on the earth. Exhale from your low belly, hugging both heels in towards you. Nice. Inhale, reach it out. Exhale, hug it in. Notice the tendency to drop into one hip and keep the hips level as you do this. Inhale, expand out. Exhale. This would be a lot easier with lower skates on. So you're slowly pressing down to the earth as you go. 2 more. Good. One more time. Inhale. Stay here for the exhale. Legs outstretched. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, slowly hug everything back in towards center. Release the left foot down. You're in supported bridge. You could stay right here. You could slide both feet out to where the first metatarsal on both feet is still on the earth, or the legs extend long. But just feel the difference in the low back between when your big toe can be on the earth versus when you stretch out. Sometimes that means the low back gets crunched. So explore what you need today. You might be able to push your tush down a little bit and find some length there. Maybe the arms stretch out to a T or to cactus. And your choice entirely if you'd like to rest here, breathing really deep into the stretch, or finding your way to bridge pose or wheel pose, letting the block And you're welcome to stay here. Or if you'd like, you can walk your feet back in, press down equally into both feet to float the pelvis up and slide the support out under you. And just notice if there is some spaciousness in your lower back as you come down off the block. Is there a way that at times being a little bit confined, right, in the way that we can be mobile, allows us, when we release that confinement, to have a lot more information. So by being propped up and having only certain parts really activated, is there some release that can come from the full earth underneath? Maybe it feels good to windshield wiper your knees side to side a little bit. We're going to set up for reclined Gobakasana. So when you're ready, you'll thread your right knee on top of your left. You can just cross your knees and then use your core to pick up your feet and hug your knees in towards your chest, holding the outer blades of your feet. Figure four, right ankle over left knee is also a perfect alternative to this. Hugging your feet down and gently keeping up with the outer blades of your feet into your lengthen your tailbone away from the crown of your head. Make some space in your spine. And when you're ready, gently release legs up towards the sky, shake it out. And we'll switch, cross your left knee over your right, or left ankle over right knee. Spread your toes. Feel your legs actively stretch. Release, shake it out. If you have any final movements that your body's calling for, a twist, a shoulder stand, a final squeeze of the knees, just move through those in your own timing. And we'll land in Shavasana when you're ready. That can look however you like, curled onto one side, soles of the feet together, knees out wide. But let it be a space that is gentle and sweet for you. So maybe a blanket or a pillow or something soft that cues to your body and brain that releasing and trusting is welcome. That you don't have to be holding things together so tightly. And if the idea of not holding things together tightly brings up any sort of nervousness or unsureness about the unknown that comes along with that, how human, how brilliant of you. And what a perfect opportunity to find the earth underneath you. To find something steady that's holding you, even in the midst of unknown. Shambho Shiva Shambho Mahadeva Shambho 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 Mahadeva Shambho Mahadeva Shambho Mahadeva Shambho Shambho Shiva Shambho Mahadeva Shambho Mahadeva Shambho Mahadeva Shambho Mahadeva Shambho. Let your attention root into the sounds that you hear around you, the temperature of the air around you, and staying steady in your internal focus, even as you expand your awareness beyond the edge of your physical form. Deep breath in and a full breath out. When you're ready, finding your way over onto your side. Maybe find your way into a seat. And I'll share with you the card that we have for today. We've got the Mentor card today. And it's this really amazing owl with these expansive wings over a whole galaxy of light and fire. And I'll read to you about it. The Mentor represents the teacher, the sage, and the guru. It is said that cosmic knowledge pours down on the world like a great illuminated waterfall. This can be an overwhelming force. The true teacher, though, is said to be able to hold this flow of wisdom at bay while the student sips from a focused stream. The mentor archetype has a gift for reading the room, for sensing the exact ingredient that will stimulate growth within the student, whether pleasant or painful. The mentor may appear aloof or available, harsh or tender, humorous or rigid. Their gift is to know what serves the soul. Ultimately, the mentor is in service of the greater cosmic good and aids in the elevation of consciousness. Anytime the mentor forgets this humble link and mistakes themselves for the source of enlightenment, the archetype falls into shadow. Keep in mind how easy it is to project power. very similar to protect, but not the same, onto another. The expressions feet of clay and cult of personality exist for a reason. Although it's typically true that our parents are our initial teachers, the child usually needs to seek a mentor figure outside of the home to assist in their growth. Well, we all know that's true. Yeah. You know, I think this is such a beautiful invitation, this archetype of the mentor, that of course the whole concept of the guru is that so often we look for a guru, a remover of suffering and goo outside of ourselves. And so often, just like we've been practicing tonight, it is dual consciousness and awareness of knowing, yes, there are teachers outside of us that are vital to our development, to our bravery, to our exploration. We can all think of those people, whether they wear an actual teacher hat or not. They are the teacher, right? And none of it really happens unless we also access the teacher within. And I think this is such a beautiful visual of knowing how to take one sip at a time of growth, of development, of learning. And that could be that a teacher filters that information and decides when and how to share it. But there's also a part of us within that knows actually how much vibration, how much social time, how much of anything we can actually take in as medicine before it shifts and becomes a deluge that we are overwhelmed by. Learning how to be able to tell when we are in our window of capacity and able to graciously receive new knowledge, new nourishment, new information. And when we've tipped over into the overwhelm is the whole thing. And it requires both reflections from outward sources of wisdom. Often the wisdom is simply that they know us deeply, so they can reflect honestly to us. What a gift. And the part of you that when you hear your friend or your lover or your teacher or your therapist or your dog reflect back to you, the part of you that gasps and resonates with what they're saying with some perfect balance of fear that it's true and deep satisfaction in being seen. That part of you is the part that actually already knew before they even said the thing. And that part of you is in deep alliance with these outside sources of truth. Both you and the universe are conspiring to help you know and care for yourself so deeply and fully. It's such an honor to be with you.